with a song, I think, composed by Monsignor Rudy Villanueva. Precious Lord, take my hand, lead me on, help me stand. I am tired, I am weak, I am worn. To the storm through the night, lead me on to the light. Take my hand, precious Lord, lead me home. The beginning of the gospel for this Friday, Jesus said to his disciples, "Do not let your hearts be troubled. Trust in God, trust in me." Troubled hearts can be classified into ordinary sadness, ordinary problems, but it can be also a deeper trouble, a deeper problem that can affect not just our psyche, but also our spirit, our soul. Yes, problems, sadness can be experienced by us in our ordinary life. But it's sad to hear that there are people who cannot cope up even with simple, ordinary problems. I like the definition of sad. Sad means seasonal affective disorder. At least it is seasonal. We have heard news. Young people, they say maybe this is the effect of the pandemic. Young people just commit suicide because they cannot cope up with problems, with even little sadness. This is something that we have to address also. Troubles can be just ordinary, but it can also be dangerous in our journey in life. Psychology can affect spirituality. The value of trust starts in the early stage of life, or it has to be developed beginning in the first stage of life. According to Erik Erikson, there are 8 stages of life, and the first stage is the infancy stage. It is in this stage that we have to develop first the value of trust. The significant person in this stage is the mother. Those who have not experienced the affection of the mother, the care and love of the mother, could not or cannot develop this value of trust. Instead, the child would start to develop mistrust. And it can affect our spirituality. Even how much we are exposed to these lectures, seminars on trusting God, it will be difficult for the person to absorb, to accept that we have to trust in God. Spirituality can also affect the psychology. Those who have experienced an encounter with God, those who have experienced the care and love of God, can also be transformed. This is the wisdom of God, that He even gave us a mother, a perfect mother, a mother who is pure, the Blessed Mother, for us to experience, for us to develop trust in God. God has manifested the care. We may describe this as the care of the mother for us. Trust in God. Trust in Him, in Jesus. Yes, those who have experienced an encounter with God, those who have experienced being cared by God, being loved by God, they would develop this trust in God. God can also send us instruments of His care and love, so that we can start to develop trust in Him. I think in our situation now with this pandemic, in which people are beginning to experience depression because of frustration, discouragement, we are in deep trouble. And with this, we are tempted to look for solutions to this troubled heart. And there are many things that the world can offer us. Unhealthy coping for this troubled heart. Alcohol, drugs, sex, and many others. Trust in God. Trust in Jesus. Let this encounter with God happen to us. Unless we give the occasion in which God can enter into our life, then we will never develop trust in God. Yes, grace would come to us in many ways and in different ways. Saint Paul, who had an encounter with God, even exclaimed, "It's no longer I who lives in me, but Christ. This is a beautiful assurance for us. God who has promised us, you are my begotten child, son, daughter. You are my son. I have begotten you. We can experience God's connection, God's union with us. This is the only way. Once we are assured of God's love and care, then we become God's instruments to others, giving them encouragement that God is not abandoning us. Do not let your hearts be troubled. Be united with God. I am touched upon knowing people who are God's instruments of His care and love. And at least it has given peace to those whose hearts are troubled. We have observed this community pantry. There are people who shared their goods to those who are in need. I was touched when I celebrated the Novena Mass in our town in Medellin last April 25. The children during the offertory offered canned goods. Just one canned good. One can. And the intention is for the poor. And it's so, I was delighted seeing these children, little children, offering. I thank the parents for encouraging these children, their children, to be God's instruments of care and love. This is the only way in which we can address our troubled hearts. Let this situation be an opportunity for us to be God's instruments. Do not let your hearts be troubled. Trust in God and trust in Him, in Jesus. We have the Blessed Mother given to us by His Son to be our mother. Yes, we cannot have a perfect biological mother, but we have a pure and perfect mother, the Blessed Mother. We are about to begin May, the month of May, the Flores de Mayo. Tomorrow will be May 1. Let us have connection with our Blessed Mother. And in this way, I believe, we can deepen our trust in God. Amen.